Said, man, the reason why a lot of the music is distorted and jacked up like it is, and we got all this drill and Kill Bill music, it's all for a reason. But this comes with along with one of our topics we're going to talk about. But however, I'm just going to touch this real quick. It's because the age bracket is different. See, all the executives that are in office right now are the kids of the seniors. They're the kids of the old heads who was executives 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They the kids of the Jimmy Iovines and the Tommy Tutolas and all these executives, the big major wigs who was once in offices signing off the checks, green lighting the shit. It's their kids now. It's the nephews. It's the grandchildren who have inherited the business. So they in saddle. And they the same ages of this generation. The young 30s, 35, 40, 29, 28, but straight executives.
So let me ask you, do you think that a Clive Davis or a Tommy Mottola would have signed a drill artist back then?
Hell no. Hell to the knees no. Shit.
Why? Why?
One, it was too detrimental to their labels. Two, it was insurance. It was too much of an insurance hassle. Three, they didn't want the problems. They weren't even dealing with it like that. I go sign me a rock band before I sign me a hard-headed nigga that's going to go kill someone, kill somebody, or get killed. It's going to cost my record label. No. Them boys wasn't fucking around. That's why they didn't do it back then. It was presented. Why you think it was hard to... Listen, bro, I got turned down by Sony, but then Sony called me back because I ended up doing an animated album for the kids. And that was their only interest. But when I had my group, Watch Theory Assassins, under my record label, Paper Chase Entertainment, and I had created this major buzz during the 90s, I said, bro, I produced the album, the 2000 Watt album, the album that Tyrese Gibson stole from me and took my title and ran with, and I had to take it back. But when I produced that album, bro, and me and my artists put that hard sweat work in that album, I spent about $95,000 independent money, bro, producing this album, plus features, right?
Yeah.
A lot of features I had based on relationship and association, so I got my features from major names based on that. I didn't have to spend a dollar on it. But I produced this album, and because Dre turned around and dropped the Chronic on us, it messed up my sound. I said, oh shit, I can't release this album now. The album was really originally due for 1999, coming into the millennium of 2000. That's why I named it 2000 Watts. So I said, damn, we can't release this album now because Dre finna come with the Chronic. And when I just got a sample of the Chronic, oh my God. I wouldn't dare release this album right now behind that nigga album. Is you crazy?
No, so you said the Chronic. So you talking about the Chronic 2001?
Yeah, but it was called the Chronic, right?
Yeah,
I said, oh man, I got to go back in. The sound on this album was, just immaculate. So my producer at the time and engineer, his name is Dre. Dre Be Gone. Dre Be Gone was a protege of Dr. Dre and a couple of cats in the game. So my nigga knew his shit. Feel me? And this I learned through him. And then S-Class and K Doja, my homies from A4 Swan area. And so I said, man, I got to go back in. We're going to redo this album. So I went back in. We started reproducing the album. And I started doing songs over and everything to try to be able to match with Dre's album, or at least that sound. And so, but the point I'm making is basically I took that album, and because I had so much gangster rap on it and so much shit on it where we was flowing, and I'm talking about I had young cats, Crips and Blood signed to my label at the time, from East Housing Projects, from Mona Park area, Hat Gang, Front Street Watts, Circle City, you know what I mean? The Block. I mean, I had niggas signed to me from different areas that was gang members. So I had some shit on these albums. I still got the songs, but I had shit on these albums that was, I'm talking about songs, but none of the labels didn't want to touch the album because they said it was too gangsterous. It's too gangster rap. It's too much violence. It's too this, it's too that. I'm like, so I shot my shit to about 5 different labels, bro. Capitol Records, Sony, and everybody was giving me the same dilemma. So I turned around, went back in the lab, reproduced the album, commercialed it down a little bit, turned around, I ended up getting an independent deal and end up releasing it independently. But I didn't get a chance to release it from the majors because none of the majors back then didn't want to touch gangster rap on those levels.
So I got a question. What made Interscope founder Jimmy Iovine and Priority Records found the Brian Turner different though, because they was the only ones that was really signed gangster rap acts.
Because Cube had got a hold to Capitol, and Cube convinced them first. When Cube and then NWA. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Jerry Heller, Easy was the pioneer, basically. Easy and them busted open. It all started from Lonzo. Everything was the birth was from Lonzo. Let's just get this understood. The birth was from Lonzo when it came down to West Coast hip hop. To my partner, my buddy Lonzo, man, CEO Lonzo, man, Eve After Dark, old freaky deaky ass world class record crew, my ninjas, DJ Yellow, Unknown, all them. The birth was from them.
So let me ask you this. You just said something that was very interesting. Would you say Alonzo is the godfather of gangster rap?
Hell yeah. I mean, not the godfather of hip hop when it comes to the West Coast.
Yeah.
The godfather of gangster rap. The godfather of gangster rap would be Eazy-E / Dr. Dre, the NWA, that whole crew, because that's when it was introduced to us. That's when we got our own sound. See, at first, we were vibing off of New York sound. The South didn't even have a sound. The South wasn't even heard of when it came to this music aspect. They didn't want to let y'all in. They was like, no, you country niggas stay down there. No. So the South wasn't heard of. So it was the East Coast. East Coast was dominating shit. Everything was coming out the East. Albums after albums being released out the East. So the world was hearing the East Coast primarily. So when we became their competitors was because NWA was born. The birth of NWA, Eazy-E. They made a street nigga become a rapper who didn't want to rap, didn't know nothing about rap. But Dre directed him, put him in those shoes, and he was able to fulfill them. That's how sharp Dre was. That's why I say Dre need to be on the list by itself, if anything, with other pioneer producers and engineers, not a rapper. Because Dre is the shit, bro. Can't take nothing from the doctor. But for as rapping, nah, nigga, you ain't no lyricist. Niggas will eat you up on this mic, boy. Chew you up, man.
Yeah.
Feel me? Chew you out and spit you out. Young niggas, it don't matter. Chew you out and spit you out, man. He ain't a rapper like that. But when it comes out of that sound, that engineer, that technology, the technical sound of it, and the tech aspect of it, well, you can't take nothing easy. He is the pioneer. He is the godfather. So no, if anything, that's who I would call the godfather of gangster rap would be NWA, Eazy-E, the pioneers in that aspect, because that's when it was introduced to us, and that's when we realized, oh shit, we got our own sound now. Okay, and it makes sense because we banging out here, we gangsters, and niggas ride off of gangster radical music, so it all coincide with the West Coast. So when that shit was dropping, man, the streets ate that shit up, boy. It was eating it up like pancakes, because it was like, now we got our own sound. The gangsters, the dope dealers, the D-boys, all the crack houses, we got our own music to listen to now. We don't got to necessarily listen to Rakim and EPMD and them, even though we ain't going to stop listening to it, because them niggas was the shit. But that's who was our close to our gangster sound back then. There was certain groups in New York who had a certain sound that we would cling to because we liked it, they lyrics. Like me, I was an EPMD dude. I love the shit out of EPMD. Rakim and that boy.
Nigga, you can't name one damn song.
No, I probably can't at this point in second moment if you trying to put me on blast, nigga. But damn it, if you cut that album on and cut them songs on, I bet I'll start rapping to them. So the hell with what you talking about, boy.
I try to get him again. I try to get him.
Yeah. Check out my melody, nigga.
Okay. This good talk. So Cap, so basically Priority was one of the first record labels to take that chance on signing gangster rappers, because they really didn't know what they was getting into. But as soon as the money started flowing in and Jimmy Iovine and Interscope seen it, that's when they hopped on the bandwagon too.
Yeah, but not necessarily. He still wasn't convinced because he still was signing, R&B, rock, in that aspect. His daughter was a fan, fascinated with Pac, with Tupac.
Oh.
And Pac was the first gangster rapper got signed over there that he couldn't really handle. He couldn't deal with him after he signed him. So that was one of his main reasons why he regretted it, because he couldn't handle Pac. But Pac was the first gangster rap artist signed over there, if I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And because his daughter was the introduction of Tupac. And this is what led Jimmy to signing Pac. So when they signed Pac was wild.
So Pac
was with Digital Underground then still. He was still with Humpty and them.
All right, so Tupac, so the Tupacalypse Now album and Me Against the World and all that was under Interscope?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting because Death Row had a distro deal with Interscope, correct?
But not right. They was just putting their deal in place just before, right when Pac got signed over there. Death Row was just putting their deal in place, their distro deal in place. It wasn't in pocket just yet. And then once Pac got signed and he put out them albums and Pac was getting a little hot over there on the solo tip, Death Row started merging. And of course, Pac become the controversy of the world as far as his antics. And then that's how a lot of people start being introduced to Pac. And then once Pac started getting caught up in the media and getting caught up and he went to jail, by this time, Death Row done merged. Because they was next door neighbors. Death Row and Interscope was next door neighbors, bro. When you get off the elevator, you get off the 27th floor, like the 23rd, 26th floor, up in the high-rising building. When you got up to Interscope, when you get off the elevator, you go right, you're going straight in the Death Row office.
Okay.
You go left, you're going through the double doors, you're going to see the big sign right there, Interscope Records.
Gotcha.
Only two companies on that floor. They had that whole floor. You got Death Row side, and then you got Interscope side. So once Death Row merged and Suge got really, really big and really started selling out albums back to back, within a few years, he moved out of that building with Jimmy Iovine with Interscope, and he got his own whole entire building.
Gotcha. So because Death Row signed the deal, the distro deal in '92. All right, so that because that's when the Chronic and everything was the Chronic was released in '93. All right, Pac album. Because what I'm trying to get to is it's funny because we all know about Tupac catching the rape case in New York, correct?
Right.
He was in jail. Suge posted the bail. But what you just said just opened my eyes to something that it was all a power play with Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine couldn't handle Tupac because Tupac was getting into all this trouble. The rape case.
Leave him there. I'm not spending $2 million to go get this kid out of jail. And then he get out of jail and go catch another case or spit on somebody else. Then they're going to come sue Interscope. Leave him there. No. Leave him there.
But then he found somebody that probably could handle Tupac and still have Tupac under the Interscope.
Let me correct you, huh? See, that's why you're wrong at.
Correct me.
He didn't find shit. Didn't I just tell you? This Jimmy. Leave him there. No. I'm sick and tired of Shakur. Every time I turn around, I'm spending money on Shakur, and he's getting us in a lot of world of trouble. Leave his ass there. He didn't find shit. Jimmy left him. Stuck. No more phone calls to Interscope. You can call Collect Interscope now, Tupac Shakur. He's stuck, bro. Follow me. The young nigga was stuck. He was going crazy up in there because he didn't have nobody now. Simon stepped to the nigga because Simon seen the power play move, but somebody else got it Simon here. And Simon seen the power play move. Simon stepped to it. I'm saying, oh shit, we need him over here on Death Row then because he right up our alley. That gangster wild shit, that's what I like. So it worked for him. So Simon went and got him. Jimmy didn't send Suge to go get him. Jimmy didn't say, Suge, you signed Tupac, then we'll sign off on it because you can handle him. Jimmy didn't say nothing like that. Jimmy didn't have the slightest idea he was going to get Pac.
Damn, so this was a big Suge power play.
Yeah, Suge wasn't even in the building no more with Interscope. That's what I'm saying. He had his own building by there. Suge got records was set all the way up.
Yeah. You know, some Cap, Suge Knight doesn't get his due. I know he's infamous with his, far as being a bully, his intimidation factors. But I don't think Suge gets a lot of props on his business on his business skills, bro.
Yeah, because too many people, that's just like me, bro. Too many people look at me as the negativity side of me, but never really reached in and really fell into my resume and dug in and did their research and found out like, damn, man, shit, the big homie been around and he been putting in work in this industry though. See, niggas don't know that unless we telling them and we showing them. They don't know that, bro, because they don't do that kind of homework. They don't do research. They don't do their due diligence. So it's the same for Simon, man. When it comes down to Simon, bro, this is why I could sit here, I could tell these stories about him, I could tell my experiences of dealing with the nigga, man, all the way down to the negativity of the $500,000 of me getting my production deal with the nigga, me Rat Dog. You know what I mean? I can speak on all these things, but I always come back, bro, as a real man, because I'm a man, bro. I ain't nobody's punk pussy, none of that. I'm a real man. And I always come back and I give this dude his props, bro. No matter what, I give him his props as to being a shrewd businessman because that's what the nigga was. He was a very shrewd businessman. Nigga knew his business, bro. He knew this shit. He knew this industry, bro. He knew these Jews, man. He knew them. So I always gave him his respect and his props on that, bro, because I learned a lot of shit from the nigga. I learned a lot of the game from that man, bro. Straight up. So I don't take nothing from me when it come down to that. Now, for us, the buffoonery and the dumb shit and all the wild shit that he did that wasn't necessary, and where he could have still been running this coast right now today and letting a lot of niggas eat and build a lot of independent labels. He could have been that machine, but instead he was on that dumb shit, trying to become something that he really wasn't. Nigga, you wasn't no banger. You ain't no gangster killer banger like that, nigga. You a CEO. You was a slash bodyguard bouncer who grew on to become a CEO. Stay on that throne, man, and grow. And that's what he should have done, bro. So I don't ever take nothing from the nigga when it comes out to his business aspect. Now, when it comes to this street shit, and I talk my shit, I talk because I can talk because I can walk it. Just because you niggas are scared of him on that level, don't mean I gotta be scared of other niggas that's scared. And so I speak the real when it come to that. We wasn't scared of no goddamn Simon, nigga.
Yeah, man. Hey, this was a good conversation right here, Cap. We really kind of touched on two topics in one shoot. But
we're gonna be down to the last of this list, then, man.
No, let's stay on because this real interesting, bro. All right, so the 80s and 90s CEOs and these legacy labels were scared of rap. They were scared of hip hop. These two particular labels took the chance, start signing. The money start flowing in. Okay. Now, these CEOs passed down their dynasties to their kids. Their kids changed the game up. Now, how did their kids change the game up, Cap? Teach us right quick.
Well, the kids changed the game up because the kids are the kids who listen to the drill music today. The kids are the kids who listen to the Migos when they came out with what they called the mumble and rap, right? So these kids were adapted to that music. So that music was able to seep in and get deals and get recognition because of the execs who are in office today are the kids of their peers. They like their music. They like their shit. Oh, yeah, we going to sign. What? You the Migos? Yeah, well, hell yeah, I want to sign the Migos. First chance I can get. Any one of these exec young kids will sign them because they know the dynamics of them. They know the impact culturally. They know they got a young generation impact following out this world. When these niggas start, see, a lot of our veterans didn't have no 2 or 3 million followers, bro. They didn't have no 16 million followers. Man, this is a different ball game, different world. So that's why I say this music listing should have been different and separate. Because the younger generation today is doing something different than what we did in that generation in the 90s and the 80s. Their impact is even broader and way bigger than the impact we ever could have had because the digital world, you get into people so fast. So when you cut on this computer, you can get to 100,000 people in seconds, amount of seconds. You couldn't do that, feel me, from a domestic standpoint. You couldn't do that from a promoting standpoint in the streets. You would barely get to 400 or 500 people, man. You know what I mean, in one night. But for 100,000 in seconds, Bro, that's game. So this is the world we in now, and this is the type of world that these cats and opportunity they have in the music game, which is great for them. So for the execs to sign people in that nature, they know the vision of it now. They know that this shit sells. It has a great impact on the culture, our culture, because I'm from that culture, meaning the youngsters. We from that culture right now, and it's exec. And so they signed them, and that's how they got in the door. Man, boy, the Migos then would have had hell trying to get signed in the 90s. And not taking nothing from the Migos, because like I said, I grew on them young niggas' music to where I grew to like it. Like, I really like their flows, especially my young nigga, rest in peace, and then the young nigga Quavo. I mean, I like their flow. I grew on to them. I didn't know him at first, but I grew on to him, this younger generation. So see, Gucci Mane, same thing. Grew on to his music. Grew on to certain songs. I don't listen to all this stuff, but certain songs, I listen to them. You know what I mean? One of my key favorites in this era, this new generation, is my boy shit. Forgive me, TV Land, I had his name right on the tip of my tongue, man. But help me out, up. He about 6 feet. He from ATL. God damn it, man! And I know this nigga name, and I
Man,
just
what's the song? What's the song?
oh man, 2 Chainz, man. I'm tripping.
Oh, 2 Chainz. Okay, yeah.
Give me TV Land, but yeah, 2 Chainz. When I first heard 2 Chainz, I said, man, this boy got some flow, man, and he got metaphors. So 2 Chainz coming in the new generation to me was some artist that I grew on to that I really liked his music. When Ludacris bust out, like the Ludacris shit, you know what I mean? So when 50 hit the scene, like the 50 shit from a street perspective, because he represented the streets. He represented niggas like myself. You know what I mean? The G. So of course I love 50 Cent music. I like the 50 shit. I liked the G Unit group when they came out. I liked their music. Lloyd Banks had flow to me. Yayo, Tony Yayo, mad flow. So it grew on to me. So it was like for me to understand that is because I know that when I was coming up in the 90s and I go take on my meetings, or you go on a meeting to these major companies now, you sitting down with a cat that's 65 years old, 70 years old, probably 80 years old, 55 years old. Feel me? And here I am 30 in my 40s. So I'm talking to seniors. I'm talking to my seniors, my age, my seniors. So now it's different. You're going to have a meeting. I'm set to be talking to the nigga. I'm his senior. And he's 20 years younger than me, or 10, 15 years younger than me, 30 years, 35 and 40. But he the exec, and I got to sit down and try to negotiate a deal with. So it's turned around now. So this is why it's so easy for a lot of the young cats in the game to get signed to these 365 deals and these old weird, funny deals from these record companies, which they stroking the shit out you, pimping the hell out you, and taking all your money at the end of the day. You get
nigga, hold on, nigga. Hey, where the extra 5 came from?
Huh?
You said 365 deal.
Did I say 365? So you trying to do me like TV Land now, huh? You gonna critique me?
Nah, go ahead. Hey, but Cap, I want you to touch on what we were talking about yesterday, that they didn't allow it in the 90s, and they didn't allow it in the 90s, late 2000s, and currently now they are signing more and more and more high risk artists. Tell us why.
Cause you niggas is dummies. All you young niggas is a bunch of dummies, puppets. They signing our kids, man, and signing the youngsters of this era, bro, because they're not waking it up, homie. They not realizing the vision. They not realizing how valuable they really are. If they had good sense and they were to fix their terms right and their deals right and go in here and write correct music and make good music and sell good music, the music game would be on a whole different ball game. But because it's all about the dollar, the mighty dollar, which controls everything and anybody, it overproceeds having good sense. What I mean by that, Unc, is this. The young execs are smart. They're just like their parents and their grandparents. And who do you think they turn to go get strong advice about this business that they're in? My grandparents, my mama, my daddy, my mentors, the people who put me in the game. I'm not going to talk to one of you blacks or one of you people who I'm signing for advice. I'm going to go talk to my mentors. And you know what the mentor is going to tell them? Thorough information. Whatever you do, you stay thorough. They're going to tell them thorough information. Everything is about you winning. Not about them. It's about you winning, this company winning. You take care of yours, but you make sure you're winning. So their information is going to be thorough to these execs. So what they have done is they figured out a strategized plan. They said, okay, we're signing all these kids. And these kids are rapping about demonic, devilish music, killing. Everything is murder, 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 money, 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 bitch, 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 everything. But it sells. And I remember my pop said he wouldn't sign Cash Money back in the days because the insurance policy would have been too big and it would have cost the company a lot of money if anything would happen to one of them artists. Or if one of them artists would have did something, it would have cost us a lot of money through lawsuits. So we didn't take the time to sign Cash Money because they were gangster rappers. But today, in this era, this company of execs, we'll sign them in a heartbeat. We're going to sign you and we're going to put your jackass up on an insurance policy. Huh? Yeah. With your contract binding from here on out comes in insurance terms. So you got two contracts. You got your contract, then you got your insurance contract. So you're going to sign off on two contracts. You're going to sign off on a record deal with them, which is your life, all your work practically. It just looks good to you. Then you're going to sign off an insurance policy. You ain't really paying attention. Why am I signing an insurance policy? Because your dumb ass finna get killed in the next 6 months to a year. You don't realize that, though. But we see it coming because this is what we do. We visionaries. We sit back, we strategically plan, we market it, and we strategize. And we see what this young generation is doing. Y'all have become a cult within yourself. You're your own coach. So you're pushing the cult line, cult music, and behind that cult at the end of the day is death and prison. So it's a win-win-win for us. We're expecting you to die or go to prison. It's not a headache no more like my dads and my grandparents used to have when they sign a rapper or a gangster rapper, then he go to jail. Now the label lose money because we was anticipating him to turn this album in at a certain quarter or a certain time. Now we losing money because we put a budget behind that album. See, it ain't that way no more. The labels are winning, not the artists. The labels are constantly winning. They don't take losses no more at all. They don't worry about bootleg music. They don't worry about music leaking no more. They don't take losses no more, bro. Because they took this decade of the digital world to sit back and figure it out. While all the losses they were taking from the digital world, the new digital world, they sit back and they figured it out. And they use their text to figure certain things out. And then they came back, and that's why they hit us with a different measurement, different rules, different game. And now they controlling the digital world again, just like they was controlling the hard copy world of the domestic world, meaning CDs and cassette tapes back then. Now they controlling the digital world again. At first, they wasn't controlling the digital world. So that's why you have so many independent artists on here thinking, oh, I don't need no label, or oh, fuck that, I ain't signing with nobody. I'll put out my own music. Yeah, you can, but you ain't gonna sell a dime, a dollar. You won't see a dollar, a nickel. Trust me when I tell you that. Because let's just say you done dumped it over to 4 different major distributors, because you got to have a distributor off top. You done took the shit over there to the common distributors that's distributing right now music. You done put your music over there, right? You done put your music over there. You think because you got your music over there to this distributor, you automatically gonna get paid. No, you don't get paid. You got to stream, nigga. You got to sell streams. And I'm talking about streams. And you're an artist that don't got a buzz. You're an artist that's in your hood, rap for your hood, rap for your homies. You put a little song out and they tell you, oh, that shit hot. Oh, that shit hot, cuz, blood. That shit is the shit, homie. And you think in your mind, okay, you got a hit. But you take that shit to a record label, to seasoned veteran execs who know this business, and you play that record and they tell you this ain't it. Then you're a little heartbroken. You feeling some kind of way because you think your shit's the shit. Because you don't know the business. You don't know how to sell records. You don't know what streaming is all about. You haven't did your digital homework on this internet just yet, so to know what I'm talking about. Because if you did, you'll understand. Selling records today is not something easy. It's hard as hell, bro, in this digital world to sell records. All the cats that you see on the internet right now that's got songs, hot songs, some of these niggas ain't even eating. They ain't getting paid like you think they are, bro. But the record company's eating. They eating like hell. They getting paid. Why you think a lot of these young artists in the game in this generation that are being smart? Prime example. A lot of you young cats need to listen to 21 Savage when he do interviews and listen to that young dude when he talk. Listen to 21 Savage. I got so much respect. Tip my hat off to that young dude when I listen to him do his interviews, dude. He's intelligent. He speak with integrity. And he know the fucking business to be young like that, man. He know the business. He know his terms. He know how to negotiate his terms, man. Somebody had to be behind him to be in his ear. So it's things like that, bro, that a lot of young dudes in this game got to learn this game, bro. It ain't just that easy. It ain't no overnight sensation. You don't just put no song on the distributor platform and automatically you're going to get paid. Nigga, you said not get paid for that one song 5 years down the line, you may pop up and get a publishing check for $200 for that song because the motherfucking song put out 500,000 streams in 5 years. So you finally got $200. That's how this system works. So kids got to understand this business, bro. It ain't for everybody. Everybody can't be a rapper, my nigga. I keep telling y'all, where's the doctors? Where's the firemen? Where's the scientists? Where's the teachers? We got to turn it around. But on that note, that's one of the main primary reasons why the labels are signing our kids today, man, because they figured out, they strategized the plan, and they seen that, okay, this is a marketing plan. This is a marketing lane that works for us. And we get paid and we win. We no longer lose now when these artists go to jail. We don't lose when they die no more. We don't lose. We win. We win, win, win. A1, you're dead ass and died and left me 2 album catalogs that I still got. And you still owe me 2 album catalogs. So whatever music you got on the masters, I own that too. So I win. So now I can put out 2 everlasting album on this dead nigga.
And let's not forget, we all know when rappers pass away, their album sales go what?
Go triple. I mean, prime example, look what happened to Nip, man. When we lost Nip album skyrocketed. But the public didn't go get that album like that when it first released. He should have went platinum when he released that album. When the marathon dropped, niggas should have been niggas around the corner going to get that album then. But it wasn't like that. And see, that's the part I didn't respect and didn't like about the public. All these people jumped on him, man, and jumped on the lane and jumped on the hype when the youngster died, man. Why y'all didn't give him his props and give him them flowers when he was alive, when that album released, when he had his album release party? Yeah, it was a gang of LA niggas there at the party. It was a gang of LA niggas from the city there. But the cats actually go buy the album. The numbers tell you differently. No, they didn't go buy the album. Now niggas didn't go support and buy the album because the numbers said different.
That's crazy. And also, Cap, there's something I read that I don't want to name I don't want to name the big record labels because I want to be sure, but it was an article that was published through Vice that said that 2 major record labels have stocks in the private prisons.
Oh yeah, that ain't no surprise. Yeah, that it's a surprise to the public, to a lot in the public, but it ain't no surprise to those of us who's been involved in this shit, been around, got your ear glued, you hear things, you know what's happening. Yeah, it ain't just 2 now, huh? It's a few more.
It's a few.
Yes,
oh man,
start investing. It's a few more to start investing. That's something that we can touch bases on too. We'll do a topic on that. Let me do some more due diligence on it so I can come out with the actual material and the actual companies.
Yeah.
Because the public need to know about that.
No, for real, they need to know about it, man. But that thing, it's just it's kind of crazy. It's not crazy, bro, because I understand it's business. It's business. It's business. So if I'm gonna sign you, you're a high risk artist. Yes, I'm gonna put a life insurance policy on you. Yeah, because that way I'm guaranteed to recoup my money. Yes, I'm gonna invest in private prisons because I know your music influence people to commit crimes. So the more people that's incarcerated, the more money I make.
When you're an agent, you're a big time agent in the sports world, and you get an individual sign, whether it's tennis, basketball, baseball, football, soccer, hockey. You get an individual sign, a big major deal. Don't insurance package come with that?
Facts.
So the only difference to them is they really playing the sport. They play the game, so it comes with the territory. This game was something that they built it that way. The youngsters made it that way. It wasn't this way at first. So it wasn't necessary. It wasn't required for a record label to sign you to an insurance policy as I sign you as an artist, because you're a threat or you high risk. See, now they got certain artists that are on these labels are considered as high risk. They call high risk artists. You're a high risk. So if you're a high risk, prime example. You remember how when you do tours, you do shows, and the label will tell you, well, no, remember when, prime example, the 69 nigga. When 69 was out here and he couldn't do a lot of shows, why? Because he was a high risk. Now they're going to tear the stadium up if you go over there because they already don't like you. The kids don't like you. The people don't like you. The streets don't like you. So you're high risk. So now they got to pay more money for that stadium to book that stadium or to book this show or to book this venue. The insurance package is going to double because it's a high risk artist for to perform. And chances are his audience is going to come out here. They're going to tear shit up. That's what they do at all these shows. So a lot of these artists, they get booked for the insurance package when it comes down to the shows from promoters because of the high risk statics. Prime example, when I told you we speaking on the Glorilla and the Finesse situation that occurred, right? Now with them shootings happening like that, what happened is certain promoters will put them on the high risk scale, man. If they keep doing shows and every time they do a show, a death occurred, you become a high risk artist. So whenever a promoter book you, they're gonna book you and charge based on the insurance package because you're a high risk.
Now let me ask you this, bro. Like, so when something like that occurs, for the people that don't know, Glorilla and Finesee2Tymes had a show, and multiple people was killed during that show. Who pay? Like, so who is liable when something like that, when death occurs at a concert?
A1, the promoters. Number one, the promoters, because the promoters is their job for safety. Safety is the key, bro. Safety is the A1 key when you're a promoter or anybody, if you're putting on an event, you're a producer or you're an independent cat that want to put on an event. Safety is your number one priority that you're supposed to have marked on your list. Safety. With safety comes security. If you don't got safety and security, you don't got a venue. You don't have a venue. You cannot put on a venue without allowing some form of security, of safety for the people. Like the people can't walk into a building and half the roof got a hole in the building and we sitting here and it's a concert, but the motherfucker got a hole in it. We can literally see the shit gonna cave in any minute. So not to mention these big old speakers get to going off on the stage and the music get to vibrate and cave the roof in, it's gonna kill some people, hurt some people. That ain't safe. That means you need a whole nother building. So it's the same cosmological sense when it comes down to when you go lease a venue to put on a function. You got to make sure it's safety. you got to make sure you got A1 security off top. 2, ain't no guns, bombs, grenades, explosions, knives, shit getting up in this venue right now on my watch, on my name, because it's all about safety. Young Buck pulled a knife out one time. Feel me? A knife out, and the nigga got stabbed. They ain't gonna say who he stabbed or how he stabbed, but I said, Young Buck, hear what I said to you, man. Young Buck brandished a weapon one time out of fear, fright, because he know LA was so just LA reputation. But the nigga snuck a knife in the Grammys, and the nigga got poked like penitentiary style. See, safety, bro. So that's important that you have that kind of safe precautions that you make sure everybody is patted down coming in, male and female. There ain't no weapons slipping up in here. The only niggas got weapons on is the gun carriers. The licensed gun carriers that I got on here is on my venue with me. Those the only gun carriers up in here. The niggas who's gonna knock something down if necessary. You feel me? That's it. You don't, other than that, don't nobody supposed to be having no weapons in there, no nothing on them, bro. Period. Safety. So for Glorilla and Finesse, it has nothing to do with them as the artists. They shouldn't be at fault or be held accountable for their music being radical or they get doing gangster rap and then these kids get all riled all up. I'm not gonna say that's the artist's fault, because if that's the case, then we're gonna have to hold a whole slew of artists responsible for their music then. So it's not the music, it's the people itself, and it's the promoters. It's definitely promoters.
So let me ask you this: why does the media blame the artists? Like, i.e., Travis Scott doing this Astroworld concert when it was a stampede and people got injured and hurt, but the media focused on Travis Scott like he was the promoter, but he's not. He's just the artist performing that through the show, but he wasn't. He was not the promoter. Live Nation was the promoter, but
Stop. You just said your answer right there. Stop. Live Nation fake ass called the media and told the media. Live Nation called the media and paid the media. This is the coverage we need. This is not at all our fault. We don't give venues like this. Think about it.
So Live Nation so they threw Travis Scott under the bus.
You goddamn right. We're Live Nation and we cover every major event that's going on in the world now. We don't want to lose these contracts. Think about it. Multiple lawsuits, you lose them contracts. You're no more longer Live Nation. You're no more longer Live Nation. We can't depend on you to get these major venues no more because too many people are getting killed on y'all watches. It's business, huh? Think about it. If you're a smart businessman, it's common sense to tell you, I would do the same thing as a promoter. I don't want this shit on my name. I'm finna call my partner over here at CNN or Channel 4 News. Hey, Gary, I got a story for you. Hey, man, run this. And I got you. That's what they do, bro. Come on, you know this. This shit is all about what you know and who you know.
Yeah.
Dang. And power moves are being made, man, immediately. No, that ain't Travis Scott's fault. That young nigga was on stage doing his thing, handling his business. How the hell he gonna control over 1 million people in the audience standing up at that? Nobody sitting down, standing up. And it's liquor, beer, weed, pills, get high. Niggas fucking on the field right there doing the concert. How the hell he gonna be responsible? Nah, man. It's these promoters, bro. And Live Nation took over everything in the game damn near practically.